Hello again everyone, Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Sagittarius May 2019 horoscope forecast, part 2 of 2. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing up is, as far as May goes, Venus will be in Taurus from the 1st until the 15th. So the 6 houses will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. Well, you might find yourself spending money on, in some cases, it could be a Taurus-related illness, such as something with the vocal cords, the neck, or the throat. You might be dealing with a persistent throat or neck issue. But at the same time, this could be about valuing persistence, perseverance, and patience in your daily routine, in your work and employment life, and even health matters, perhaps. Also, too, you might be enjoying things that could be Taurus related with an aunt or uncle. It could be just like playing a game of Monopoly or some board game that is associated with money. Doing things connected with endurance, such as long distance running or working out vigorously. It could be doing something with agriculture, and also this could be about conservative spending on health and employment related matters, and also valuing loyalty and steadfastness and perhaps service-related matters as well. Next thing up, as far as May goes, Mars will be in Gemini from the 1st until the 16th, so the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. Well, you might find yourself becoming, could be angry at perhaps it could be it's some kind of Gemini relationship. It could be the situation with the Gemini might be somewhat contentious or acrimonious. It could be with a Gemini Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Gemini traits. You might find yourself injecting a lot of energy and vitality into some kind of Gemini competition, such as trivia or Tetris, anything that requires mental agility. It could be short distance running or some kind of sport that involves quick reactions. It could be like ping pong or air hockey, or also too, this could be about a lot of verbose and witty battles with open adversaries. It could also with a lot of harsh witticisms. You might find yourself too, if you're involved in some kind of competition, you might be more susceptible to some kind of injuries to the arms and the hands at this time. And also too, remember that this could be about the danger of scattering your energy and dissipating the self through lack of an integrated purpose, as far as doing things maybe as far as collaborating with others on certain projects, or just doing things for others in general. So anyway, next thing up, well, as far as May goes, Mars will be in Cancer from the 16th until the 31st, so the 8th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. Well, you might find yourself lamenting over some past and maybe over a sexual partner or someone you're in an intimate relationship with. You might find yourself brooding and pouting over this. But on a positive note, this could be also manifest perhaps in putting a lot of tenacious and clingy energy into making a major change or transformation, and with matters connected with shared resources. Now, it could also be about putting a lot of sympathetic, emotional, moral, and monetary support. You doing that, and also perhaps taking action in rescuing perhaps someone you're in an intimate or sexual relationship with, and providing them safety and security. In some cases, this could be about confrontations with family members that might be crisis related, could be over life and death matters. It could also be about in some cases, this could be like a Cancerian type surgery that could be taking place, and it could be something related with the stomach. So anyway, or maybe the chest area. Next thing up, Jupiter will be in Sagittarius still, so the 1st house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, And going back to the Cancer thing, I would say perhaps even more chest related, I would say, as far as Cancer goes, as far as the surgery goes. But anyway, I want to say, sorry, going to Jupiter and Sagittarius, the first house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Of course, this could be about a very strong propensity to gain weight at this time, as the waistline could be expanded at this time, but it could also expand Sagittarius outward qualities, such as being more jocular, jovial, expansive, optimistic, but also on the negative side, expand perhaps self-righteous, foolhardy, and reckless behavior, and very tactless behavior as well. Could be about a lot of exuberance and enthusiasm in Sagittarius new beginnings, such as something with archery or something with sports in general, law, philosophy, religion. Could be very fortuitous for perhaps a connection with a Sagittarius you may have known from your early childhood. It could be a Sagittarius sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Sagittarius characteristics, and also making it could be very positive for making a very good first impression, exhibiting positive Sagittarius qualities. But it could also in some cases expand and enlarge some issues with the physical body at this time, such as something with Sagittarius related, such as something with the thighs or sciatic nerve, and a lot of this could be dependent and predicated on aspects this makes to other points in your chart, such as something, an adverse aspect to the natal sun, and especially if this is actually in your actual first house in your natal chart. So anyway, next thing up, Saturn will still be in Capricorn, so the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, you could be dealing with certain restrictions and limitations of things of a monetary nature at this time. Might be making you feel somewhat dejected. You might also be dealing, in some cases, taking care of someone that's sickly or debilitated that might figure prominently in your resources, your possessions. It might be someone you know well at the place you generate income. It could be something Capricorn related, such as something with the knees, the bones, or the joints, and maybe making you feel somewhat despondent and melancholy. It could also be about taking about more responsibility in second house matters, and really matters with your self-esteem, but you may also be dealing with restrictions and limitations in that as well. The father and older people might figure more prominently in your finances, your possessions, and your resources at this point in time as well. And you might be also dealing with, at some point, this could be about a lot of laborious and consistent efforts in buying and selling and having structure and discipline in your values. Next thing up, Uranus will still be in Taurus, so the sixth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. Well, you may be dealing with some kind of enigmatic illness, or your health life, your work life may be somewhat erratic and sporadic. You might be on some kind of very erratic schedule at this time. And also you might be dealing with very unusual, stubborn, and obstinate behavior, perhaps from an aunt or uncle, someone prominent in your daily routine. It might be someone maybe you render service to, someone prominent in your health life. On the positive side, this could be about a formulation of new ways to make money and maybe free yourself from your just mundane employment at this time. But you also may be desiring more independence and freedom in your daily routine and in your work life at this time. You may also be combating an unusual throat or neck issue at this time. So those are some ways that this may manifest. It could be dealing with maybe shocks at work, sometimes literal shocks, electricity, but it could also be dealing with shocking behavior at your place of employment as well. Next thing up, well, Neptune will still be in Pisces, so the fourth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. You may be dealing with some confounding and confusing issues in the home life. You might be dealing with some kind of flooding or a gas leak, or even some accidental chemical assimilation in the home. This could also be about dissolving or dissipation of your home and family life, or maybe people you're close to home with, or maybe a family member or a less dominant parent, which is often the mother, might be combating some kind of chemical, drug, or alcohol situation. Your roots and traditions may be somewhat nebulous and unclear at this time, and you might also be somewhat confused at who you are at the core at this time. And remember, when you're talking about Neptune energy, it could be more lethargic, more daydreaming, fantasizing. So if this is, say, making, let's say, especially say if it's making an adverse aspect to your sun, your Mars, your natal, your ascendant, you might feel like fantasizing and daydreaming as far as fourth house matters go, as opposed to actually acting on them at this time. So anyway, hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that. Last but not least, Pluto will still be in Capricorn, so the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, at this time, I know a lot of you don't want me to say the dreaded D word, but I'm going to anyway. This could be about the actual literal death. Some cases, it could be somebody that's prominent in your resources, your possessions, or it could be somebody that you know well, the place you generate income, someone you may have done some buying and selling with. But at the same time, this could be about the transformation of your values at this time. You might feel at this time that your self-esteem and self-worth might be obliterated and destroyed, but remember that Pluto is also about revival, it's regeneration and rebirth. So if something goes away with Pluto at this time, it does have a good chance, I believe, in being revived and coming back. You might find yourself making money doing something Pluto related, such as something with insurance, occult, supernatural, astrology, something connected with a death field, such as working as a coroner or mortician or funeral director. But also guard against compulsive, obsessive issues over your possessions and monetary matters at this time. And you might find yourself having more power in buying and selling at this time as well. So, and also guard against perhaps manipulative behavior over monetary matters at this time as well. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Sagittarius May 2019 horoscope forecast part 2 of 2. Stay tuned next time, where I'll be giving you my Capricorn May 2019 horoscope forecast part 1 of 2. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.